And welcome back, folks, to more Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney. Last time we played, we were still on the same case. It's never ending, and hopefully, maybe we can get through it today. Probably not, but we are on February 24th, 3:12 p.m. Wright & Co. Law Offices. I'm so sorry, Mr. Wright. I'm sorry for what my sister said. Drastic crimes require drastic measures. That's just the way it is. We did what we had to, in order for him to get the verdict he deserved. I didn't know. I never knew that the SL9 incident was just another name for the Joe Dark killings. Sounds like everyone's heard about these killings but me. Lana wanted Dark convicted so badly. That's why she used me. That's why she used what happened to me. What do you mean, what happened to you? It's all in the file. Joe Dark's last victim was prosecutor Neil Marshall. When he murdered Officer Marshall's brother, he left behind an incriminating piece of evidence. What did you have to do with those killings, Emma? On the night prosecutor Neil Marshall was murdered, Joe Dark tried to kill me. What? He tried to kill you? Officer Marshall's brother, Neil, was only trying to save me. So that means you. Yes. I was a witness in the Joe Dark trial. What? I didn't see that one coming. Let's talk about the SL9 incident. It happened 2 years ago. It was right about this time of the year, too. There was a terrible thunderstorm that day, unusual for the season. I was alone in my sister's office. We were planning to eat dinner together once she finished her work. Then suddenly, this terrifying man came bursting into the office. Joe Dark. It seems like he was running from someone. He pulled out a knife and screamed at me. Didn't know what was going on. Just then, Prosecutor Marshall showed up. Jake Marshall's brother. Joe Dark tried to take me hostage, but before he could, Mr. Marshall tackled him. And then, what happened? I'll never forget it. Lightning struck and the lights went out suddenly. A bolt of lightning flashed outside the window, lighting up the office for an instant. What I saw then burned a permanent picture in my mind. I can still see it now. A permanent picture. I don't remember the moment when Dark stabbed Mr. Marshall, so you weren't able to testify about that. No, I was only asked about when I was attacked. That must be why she made up the crime. Made it up? You mean provided bogus evidence? The prosecutor's office wanted that guilty verdict so badly. Lana forged the evidence, and Mr. Edgeworth used it. Edgeworth? Yes. But I'm sure he didn't know anything about it. He couldn't have known he was given false evidence. Even so, that's when it all started. The rumors about Mr. Edgeworth, it's all my fault. If I could have just testified properly, none of this would have happened. So it's true, even though he may not have known it, Edgeworth really was involved in falsifying evidence. After that case ended, Lana was never the same. She became cold, like she is today. She must not have been able to face up to what she did, especially not to Emma. What did you see in that instant the crime occurred? Dark knocked down Mr. Marshall and raised his knife. Neil Marshall was stabbed right in front of this poor girl. I don't remember what happened after that. Apparently, I passed out. When I came to, Lana was cradling me in her arms. Poor Emma. You've been through so much. I couldn't bring myself to testify about that incident. I tried, but the words couldn't come out. I drew a picture, but it wasn't any good. A few years ago. You must have been 14, that's understandable. Hey there, Franco. How was the stream? Once it was all over, I made up my mind. I decided that when I grew up, I would become a scientific investigator. I want to be able to fight crime with my testimonies and find the evidence to make an airtight case. That way, Lana would never have to forge any. I see. I think I'm finally understanding what makes Emma tick. There's still something that bothers me about that crime. There's something that's puzzling me, Emma. What is it? You said you were in Lana's office at that time, right? That's right. Why then would a serial killer come running in there? Not only that, but he was being chased by a prosecutor? No, there's no mystery there. Joe Dark had been taken in for questioning that day. Taken in for questioning? You mean by the police, of course? This happened at the police department. He tried to run away halfway through the interview and fled into my sister's office. But why did he run all the way over to your sister's office? Because the detective offices and the questioning room are right across from the elevator. Across from the elevator? But Lana was the chief prosecutor, wasn't she? No, silly, didn't I tell you? 2 years ago, Lana was a detective. She was the best in the entire force. What? That's news to me. After the Joe Dark case, she was transferred to the prosecutor's office and made chief prosecutor. Lana used to be a detective? Everyone's a detective. I better have another talk with her. February 24th, detention center, visitor's room. Are we a detective? Maybe. Who knows? Lana, Mr. Wright, it seems I keep causing you trouble, falsifying evidence. I didn't think you were the type. Criminals don't mind playing foul, why should we? But Lana, if you're wrong, an innocent person might have been found guilty. Believe me, I understand the risks. Lana, Emma told me about you. Oh? About how you were a detective 2 years ago. And how the SL9 incident was the reason for your transfer to the prosecutor's office. That's right. Can you fill me in on the details, especially about that unusual change of jobs? I suppose you have a right to know, Mr. Wright. A lot of revelations were uncovered in the trial today, not the least of which was the fact that this case is largely connected to another one 2 years ago. Evidence from that case was stolen as well. Though I expected as much. I know how obsessive Officer Marshall can be. That trial, it really wasn't fair, was it? I believed in you, Lana. I believed that no matter what happened, you would always stick to the truth. It couldn't be helped, Emma. At that trial 2 years ago, I sold my soul. Well, all drama aside, the fact of the matter is, at 5:15, there was no murder at the police department. Tell me it's not true, Lana. What the witness, Miss Starr, said about you stabbing Mr. Goodman with a knife. Lana, I don't understand. Why won't you tell us? Emma, this doesn't involve just me. I don't think I've ever seen Lana look so phased before. It's true, I was a member of the police force 2 years ago. It was amazing. They still talk about all the cases she and Chief Gant cracked together. Chief Gant? He was the deputy chief of police back then, but he still worked the crime scenes. Damon Gant? He was everything I aspired to be. They were the best team ever. They solved crimes before the reports could even be filed. Emma really idolizes her big sister. But now you're chief prosecutor. What happened? I always planned on becoming a prosecutor. The reason I became a detective was to gain experience investigating crime scenes, so you could use that experience in court, right? Gant's help with the SL9 case was crucial to its resolution. After that, he became chief of police and arranged my transfer to the prosecutor's office. Maybe I should ask more about this investigation of theirs 2 years ago. 2 years ago, I was second in command of the detectives investigating Dark. Second in command. That means the investigation lead was Damon Gant, right? Yes, Deputy Chief Gant and I shared the same office, the same investigations. They even had the same office. We led a team of the best detectives on the force. Detective Goodman, whose case it was, Jake Marshall and Angel Starr. It was the first time Marshall worked with his brother. He was quite gung-ho. Oh, is that a 7-stream streak? That's so dumb. Without a doubt, Joe Dark was the serial killer. We asked him to come in for questioning. We were desperate for evidence. That's when his final murder took place. When he tried to murder Emma. What if he was trying to murder Damon Gant? Prosecutor Marshall was trying to save me from Dark. You see, the first person who happened upon the scene of the crime was me. Now you tell us. Damon Gant and Neil Marshall were the ones questioning Dark that day. The investigation was at the final stages, and Dark must have suddenly panicked, so he waited until Gant and Marshall let their guards down and fled the room. From there, he ran straight into the office shared by Deputy Gant and myself. That's where he found me. So you were the first person to run to the scene, Lana. It appears so. I was filing some papers while Gant and Marshall were questioning Dark. When I returned to my office, I saw 3 bodies on the floor and smelled blood. 3 bodies? Prosecutor Marshall, the victim, Emma, who had passed out, and the suspect, Joe Dark. During the struggle, it seems Mr. Marshall struck a final blow before he died. Joe Dark had a minor concussion and laid unconscious. What did you do? To be honest, I panicked. I picked up Emma, carried her out of the room, and just held her. Can't blame her, after all her sister must have gone through. The midriff emote gets even closer. Why would you want that? After that, I placed Dark under immediate arrest. Let me get this straight. You were all involved in the SL9 incident. That's right. Quite a coincidence, huh? I don't buy it. What are you saying? There's no way everyone involved in this trial was also involved in that incident, just by chance. That case was solved 2 years ago. At least one person went to extremes because they didn't believe it was truly solved. Sir Marshall, yes. His actions came as a surprise to me as well. Ever since his brother died, he's changed completely. I guess he wasn't convinced with the ruling against Joe Dark. Life doesn't end with the closing of a case. Everyone has to live the rest of their lives with their memories. That case just might not be over yet. Emma was assaulted by Dark at the police department, right? Yes, in the office that Damon Gant and I shared. The office that Mr. Gant now occupies by himself, the chief of police. Maybe we should have a look at the chief's office, the site of the final SL9 murder. Current case is actually about a previous case? I know, right? That's so crazy. I don't see Detective Gumshoe anywhere. Things seem kind of quiet around here today. You're right. The chief of detectives seems the same, though. Why don't we go look for some other people to talk to? Right. We can come back here later. Howdy, Bambina. Oh, Mr. Marshall. I never thought things would turn out this way when I woke up this morning. Que sera, sera. You never know where life will lead you, eh, Bambina? I should have known my luck had run out when old Billy dried up this morning. Billy? Must be his cactus. Say, where are you headed? Just over to the prosecutor's office for a little interrogation. It's a voluntary appearance, but we all know I won't be coming back. Sorry, but you can't go in the evidence room today, partner. Well, Mr. Marshall, why'd you do it? Why do prospectors head west? If ever there was a case that I needed to know the truth about, it was that one. Before you turn yourself in, Mr. Marshall, would you mind telling us exactly what happened? Huh, looks like I won't be getting a steak lunch today. Something was fishy about that trial from the beginning. It wasn't just me either. All the detectives thought so. What do you mean, fishy? Some of the facts reported were inconsistent with the evidence we found. For example, the murder weapon. The murder weapon? You mean switchblade knife with a broken tip? That was Joe Dark's all right, but in the initial autopsy report, the question was raised. A question? The blade of the knife was not a perfect match with the wound the victim sustained. What does that mean? There's a good chance that that knife was not the murder weapon. However, in the report that was finally submitted, that possibility had been erased. The facts have been concealed with forged evidence. That case left behind scars on all of us. The scars that the SL9 incident left behind. I got the looks, but he got the brains. He was one of the best prosecutors around. And just made detective when it went down. It was our first case together. How old was he, your brother? He was 27 at the time. He was awarded the highest honor that very day. The highest honor? You mean the King of Prosecutors? I knew it. What are you looking at me like that for? It's an honor for a prosecutor. Mr. Marshall must have been really close with his brother. The day the SL9 incident took place. That wasn't the same day as... That's right, it was the day of the evidence transferal. Interesting. It was drizzling that morning, and by nightfall there was thunder. I can't believe 2 years have already gone by. I tried to steal the evidence so the case wouldn't die. Apparently, someone tried to stop you. Detective Goodman was murdered, and the evidence locker was empty. There was something going on behind the scenes in that case. We all knew that later. Every detective involved in that investigation, save one, was taken care of. Miss Starr was fired, and I was demoted and boxed away in a tiny room. What about Detective Goodman? If they did something to him, too, the commissioners would have been suspicious. No, they were careful enough not to be too obvious. They? Who are you talking about? Don't get upset, Bambina. I meant Damon Gant and Lana Skye. Investigation lead, Damon Gant and his second in command, Lana Skye. There wasn't a person on the force who hadn't heard of that duo. That case was the biggest step in both of their careers. After the case ended, Lana transferred to the prosecutor's office, right? Yeah. And Damon Gant, the new chief of police, arranged for that to happen. She's never been the same since she left. Everyone who knew her said so. Chief Prosecutor Skye was totally different when she was a detective. Now that he mentions it, said something like that too. Tell me, what happened to my sister? Sorry, Bambina, but her secret is too well guarded. I never found out. Lana's secret. It all started 2 years ago. There you have it. That's my story. Did you enjoy it, partner? It was certainly enlightening. There's one thing for sure I found out in court today. That boy Edgeworth isn't my enemy. He was the one who used falsified evidence to get a guilty verdict, but someone else was the one who gave it to him and planned everything. That someone is Damon Gant. Don't believe me? It's all in the numbers. Well, I don't blame you. I won't even be a patrolman after today. Too bad I won't be around to work with you when you become a real scientific investigator. Adios, Bambina. Oh, if you're looking for the others, they're all in the conference room. Thanks. Wow, he actually talked to us. With the chief prosecutor saying what she did and the decision about what to do about Mr. Edgeworth, not to mention our statement to the media in tomorrow's trial, there's more chaos going on than Thanksgiving and Christmas put together. I think festive is the word usually used for those. Sir, we'd like to have a look around Chief Gant's office. Just use the connecting hallway to the other building and take the elevator to the top floor. Really? You mean it's okay for us to go in there? I mean, we aren't police officers or anything. Hey, you're right. You can't go in there. It's off limits. Now I see where Detective Gumshoe gets his unique charm. Well, what are we waiting for? Let's head to the chief's office. I thought we weren't allowed to go there. What the hell is this? Whoa, where am I? In the chief's office, silly. At least that's what it said on the door. Check out that pipe organ. Surreal, isn't it? Hey, I used to take organ lessons in kindergarten. Huh? No one was taking organ lessons in kindergarten. No one. They used to call me Little Miss Bach. I thought I was a genius until they taught me some notes. I could never remember where C was. Oh, it's you two. Chief Gant! They put that paper he was reading on the desk. So, Righto, have you been swimming lately? No, I haven't. I've been kind of busy lately. I can appreciate that. I have my hands full too with Mr. Marshall's misconduct and Lana's provocative statement. Provocative statement? Oh, you mean the forged evidence? 2 years have passed since that incident. My, how time flies. See that big picture on the wall over there? It's a picture of Lana, Neil, and me. I have not been swimming lately, unfortunately. So this is Mr. Marshall's brother, Prosecutor Neil Marshall. We took it to commemorate our work together. Something's not right with this picture. Can't quite put my finger on it, though. Anyway, I'd like to reminisce all day, but there are matters that need my attention. I'm gonna lock up here, so let's go out together. Oh, but this office... It was a crime scene 2 years ago, wasn't it? That case has long since been over. There's no need to investigate it anymore. All the same, we'd like to have a look around. Perhaps you didn't hear me. I said there's no need to investigate it anymore. Now hurry up and get out. I got a meeting to attend. Looks like we weren't welcome. Seems that case isn't over with yet, after all. What do you mean? Chief Gant denied our request to search the crime scene. That means there must be a reason he doesn't want us looking around in there. You mean like a clue? There's gotta be a way we can get inside the chief's office. Hey, pal. Detective Gumshoe, aren't you supposed to be in a meeting? I'm, just taking a breather. My feet hurt. I'm sitting for so long? Actually, from serving everyone coffee. Sounds like Detective Gumshoe's still out of the loop. Say, have either of you seen Mr. Edgeworth? Edgeworth? No. Why do you ask? He's under fire from both the police department and the prosecutor office. It's almost like the battle's between you two in court. That sounds serious. Is it because of what my sister said? That's basically what it all boils down to. That falsified evidence 2 years ago. Now Mr. Edgeworth has the whole world after his blood. Yikes. But why would Edgeworth be blamed? It's not like he knew the evidence was forged. Honest Sky is the guilty party, isn't she? Regardless, the prosecutor is responsible for the evidence they present in court. Not only that, but as you know, there's been a lot of rumors going around about Mr. Edgeworth. His amazing talent as a prosecutor kept him safe from those who don't like him. But now, with this, are there really so many people who hate him? In our world, only those with the talent to rise to the top. In our world, only those with talent rise to the top. Mr. Edgeworth not only has that, but he's young. There's no better recipe I know for making enemies. How much evidence did you forge during your days? Oh. The number of times I've... Wait a minute. Not gonna answer that. Hey, Dick. Keep up the good work. Yes, sir. Let's go out for lunch again sometime. My treat. Yes, sir. You gotta take me back to that joint sometime, okay, Dick? Yes, sir. Seems you don't have any problems with enemies. Yeah, well, I'm careful not to stick out. Anyway, I'm a bit worried about him. Under all this pressure, I'm afraid Mr. Edgeworth just might crack. Actually, I took a look at the file earlier while the coffee was brewing. He seems genuinely concerned for Edgeworth. Well, did you find anything? The only evidence Dark left behind was during his final attack. His final attack? You mean when he killed Prosecutor Marshall, who was trying to protect some girl? Me. It seems Detective Gumshoe never realized Emma was the girl. That's when he left most of the incriminating evidence of all. Well, what was it? Oh, I mean, let's see. I think it had something to do with a murder weapon. Oh, I forgot. Look, it's all written somewhere in here, right? His powers of recollection never fail to impress. Maybe we should show him the murder weapon. It might jog his memory. Joe Dark was 42 at the time of the crime. He was just a run-of-the-mill businessman. Businessman? What made him take to serial killing? One day, on his way home from work, he hit someone with his car. So, it was an accident. An accident, yes, but it transformed him into an animal. An animal? Whoa! Going too fast. The jogger came upon the scene and was killed as well. Seems like he was a pretty careless animal. Of course, this is all conjecture. There wasn't a single shred of evidence. So he turned himself in. Yes, but in the middle of his questioning, he fled and murdered his final victim. A shame I kinda... Is there no way to bring up the dialogue? No, I guess not. Prosecutor Marshall. That crime was witnessed by someone too, but luckily Dark was arrested on the spot. The good thing that last witness wasn't killed. That last witness, aka Emma. We've got so much stuff. Oh, we should probably read this. SL9 closed. Perpetrator Joe Dark, serial murder, sentenced death. Victims Edward Jones, Edith Kirby, Jeb Bates, Jason Knight, Rachel Moss, Neil Marshall. Head prosecutor Miles Edgeworth, Lana Skye, Emma Skye. Executive investigators Damon Gant, Lana Skye. Okay. Show him the weapon. How about this? Hey, is that? It has a tag attached to it with the label SL9 incident on it. I believe this would be the broken murder weapon you were speaking of. What are you doing with that? Ever since that case was closed, that knife's been locked away in a locker. On the day Detective Goodman was murdered, this suddenly disappeared from the locker. And it was found in Mr. Edgeworth's car muffler. That's it. Now I remember what that incriminating piece of evidence was. When you showed me that knife, it all came back to me. Well, what is it, detective? Quick, before you forget again. Is Phoenix running around with that thing in his pocket? Don't worry about it. This knife. It was Joe Dark's, wasn't it? That's right. We traced it back to the store he bought it at. Plus, it had his fingerprints on it, too. But no one actually witnessed him using it to murder anyone, right? That's where his luck ran out. When you take a good look at the knife, you'll see it's broken. You don't have to take a good look to notice that. Yeah, well, anyway, take a guess where the broken off tip of the knife was found. That's what did him in. Where was it? The victim, Neil Marshall, was carrying it inside his own body. It was found deep inside the stab wound. Did it match Dark's knife? You bet. Down to the last fiber. That's pretty conclusive. Well, there you have it, in a nutshell. That's all I know. Can I ask you one more thing? What is it? If it's money you need, you should ask Chief Gant. It's not money, but it does concern the chief. His office is a crime scene, right? It's where Prosecutor Neil Marshall was murdered. The chief's out now, and his office is locked, but we'd like to have a look around if that's okay. Well, any detective ID card can unlock the door. What, really? But if I let a civilian in there, I'd be charged with a breach of trust. Breach of trust? Simply put, I'd be canned. Oh. Sorry, pal. I don't plan on getting fired because of you. How about this ID card? It was Detective Goodman's. That won't work either. The data was deleted the day he died. Oh. So in other words, Gumshoe's our only chance of getting into that office. I wonder if there's something we could show him that would make him change his mind. Get him fired. Show him the badge? Yeah, good idea. Detective, here's my attorney's badge. You show this to me every time we meet, pal. Real men show their police badge, enough said. I wish I had a badge. Even an ID card would be nice. What can we show him? The unstable jar? About that jar, I think I've seen it somewhere before. Somewhere. Or maybe it's one of those memories people have from previous lives. This must be the most informative detective I've ever met. Something about it makes me feel uneasy. It's like I'm in the chief's office and he's yelling at me. Chief Gant, where could I have seen this before? Oh. Well, because the vase is there. Literally there. That's the ID card record, isn't it? Yes. There's only one number left to investigate at 4:20 p.m. The victim, Detective Goodman, must have entered the evidence room along with someone else. Someone with an executive officer number. 7777777. That's 17 too many, Detective. Executive officer. I might have a hunch. Okay. I've been studying up on those files. There's nothing wrong with Mr. Edgeworth's presentation. To think people are accusing him of injustice. I, for one, ain't buying it, pal. You're looking into the case for Mr. Edgeworth? Yeah, it was a pretty big deal when it was going on, you know. After all, a serial killer was on the loose. Lana was pretty clear in her confession. She forged evidence in order to prove Joe Dark guilty. What would be the evidence here? Screwdriver? Yeah, we've already talked about that. The trophy? Hey, that's it! That's the King of Prosecutors award that Mr. Edgeworth got the other day. Were you at the award ceremony, Detective Gumshoe? Of course, pal. I got an award for diligence myself. Ah, congratulations. I think we already talked about this. Why is it broken? Oh, there's a reason. Well... Oh, last item report, huh? Very impressive, Detective. You knew what it was right off the bat. Well, I am a master of misplacement, you know. Master... That has such a cool ring to it. The way I see it, if things are meant to be lost, then they're meant to be lost. There's a higher power at work here. Wow, a higher power. Maybe I shouldn't let Emma hold any evidence. Okay. Well, it's not the security video. It's not the locker, it's not the blood, it's not the rubber glove. Luminol? I just bought some of that stuff. Now I can go around detecting blood traces too. Wow, that a new type? I've never seen that bottle before. Add 3 inches to your base height? Base height? And let me see that. Looming Tall, new improved growth formula. You mean this can't detect any blood traces? Well, it's not the same thing as luminol. Hey there, Finn, how you doing? So that's why the lady at the counter had that smirk on her face. Hey, that powder's used for detecting fingerprints. Yeah, Mr. Edgeworth gave us to us. He did what? All I have is some flour. Are you okay, Detective? Quick! Run! Achoo! If it's any help, I took a nap on a beach with wet paint. Wait, what? This guy almost made us lose the case this day. What are you talking about? He was guarding the bloodstain on the evidence locker with his life. That's more you can say about most officers nowadays. Would have saved us a lot of trouble if you hadn't guarded it so well. Yeah, we already talked about that. It's broken. One day on his way home, he hit someone with his car. Kid walked by, so we killed him too. And when he was burying the bodies, a jogger came by and killed them as well. Then he turned himself in. Okay. I don't know. No one's here today, not even Miss Star. Everyone's probably busy looking into what exactly went down in the evidence room. That's where all the detectives are. We proved in court today, on that day of the crime, no one was murdered. Yeah, well, I thought we were finally making some headway in our case, but instead it looks like we just ended up making Lana look even more guilty. Hang in there, Lana. We gotta find all the answers by tomorrow. I wonder if Edgeworth is back yet. There he is. Looks like he's writing something. What are you doing here? He sure was quick to throw that paper on the floor. Tough day in court, huh? Huh. I've had to live the past 2 years with rumors flying around. Hey there, Relics. What's another allegation to me? Cheer up, Mr. Edgeworth. I'm rooting for you. That's Edgeworth for you. I always trying to hide his real feelings, so what do you want? Unlike some people, I don't have all day. I wonder what he was writing before. Come on, Mr. Wright, let's take a look. Are you crazy? Edgeworth is right there. Just distract him. I'll check it out. Hey, Edgeworth. Is that Detective Gumshoe out the window there? Oh no, he's falling to the ground. Hold on. Let me see what this girl's doing crawling around my feet. He didn't even look. A letter of You're having trouble reading. If you're having trouble reading, I'll read it for you. It says letter of resignation. Resignation? Edgeworth, you don't mean... I'm tired, right? I feel as if something inside me has died. But Mr. Edgeworth, none of it is your fault. I know the path I've walked. You don't need to tell me. And the path I've walked hasn't been just one. I can't forgive myself for what I've done. And no one else should forgive me either. Uh-oh. I think he's serious. Mr. Wright, please, you have to do something. This letter of resignation, I wonder if I can use it for anything. I will show it to, There's no excuse for what I've done. 2 years ago, I used a false evidence to obtain a guilty verdict. That's what it all breaks down to, and nothing I can do can erase that fact. But you didn't know, did you? I mean, the evidence was falsified. The police department and the prosecutor's office share a bond of trust. If that bond is broken, we stand to lose everything. The police department's error is my error, and my responsibility as the prosecutor in charge. That fact remains the same no matter what excuses I might have. Mr. Edgeworth, I take pride in my work, so tell me why. Why has it all come down to this? Even Edgeworth can't keep this kind of emotion bottled up. Are you up for the trial tomorrow? Huh. First last year's trial, now this one. It seems all you do is worry about me. To be honest, you're getting on my nerves. But Mr. Edgeworth, you can't just walk out on the trial. Tomorrow's the last day. It's too late to change prosecutors. I'll bet that's what my superiors are banking on. I never thought that case would come back to haunt me like this. What do you mean? The list of evidence, it seems too short. Most lists run twice as long. It's only half as long as most lists? That's odd. After Neil Marshall was murdered, I became prosecutor for that case. I may not have been part of the investigation, but I knew what I had to do. Use the evidence I was given to prove the suspect guilty. That was really the only thing on my mind at the time. Hey, we saw a picture taken around that time. That picture, something seemed strange about it. Could you tell us again what happened that day? The day Detective Goodman was murdered? You were participating in a ceremony over at the station, right? Never cared for ceremonies, but I had to attend that one. Because you were awarded this? Those receiving awards can't exactly skip out on the ceremony. I finished up at the office in the morning and drove over to the police department. You finished up at the office? Yeah, just odds and ends, clerical stuff. I didn't plan on returning to the office that day. That is, until I was asked to take something back. Take something back? This. Oh yeah, Chief Gant asked you to hold on to that, didn't he? Yeah, it was a piece of evidence in a case that was closed half a year ago. He asked me to bring it back to the prosecutor's office. That's the story we heard yesterday. So you came back here to the prosecutor's office because the chief asked you to. That's right. I wonder if prosecutors actually believe people are guilty or just prosecute anyway. I guess they're there to do their job. It's like, do you think the defense always, they always defend people who are innocent? Maybe not. This picture was hanging on the wall. Prosecutor Neil Marshall. He had just started making a name for himself. Looks like this was taken when he received the King of Prosecutors trophy. Speaking of that, there's something that's bothering me. Yeah? The trophy Mr. Marshall is holding. It's a little different than yours. Yeah, you're right. I remember now. Remember what? That was the official prosecutor trophy. That was what the official prosecutor trophy looked like until 2 years ago. There's a story behind its design. A story? That sounds interesting. Would you mind telling it? It's simple, really. Contradiction. That's what the award's based on. Contradiction? What do you mean by that? This award originates from an ancient Chinese tale. In Chinese, the word contradiction is written in 2 characters. The first means halberd, the second means shield. Have you heard this story? Me? Yeah, sure, everyone knows that. Why don't you tell it, though, for Emma's sake? Very well. Long ago, the kingdom of Chu, there was an arms merchant. One day, he presented the king with 2 items. The first was a halberd he claimed could slice through any shield or armor. The second was a shield he claimed could withstand any weapon. Wait a minute. Those claims contradict each other. Very perceptive, but then again, you've heard this story before, right? Anyway, as you mentioned, the very descriptions of these items discredit them both. When the king pointed this out, the merchant was left speechless. And thus the Chinese word for contradiction was born. Oh, I see. So the chipped shield and the broken knife symbolize? Precisely so. They symbolize the merchant's items. Based on a true story. Or the true story was based? The ancient tale ends with the merchant at a loss for words, but it's in our nature to pursue matters to their conclusion. Even if it results in something as ugly as this. Wow, thanks, Mr. Edgeworth. I've learned something new today. That's funny. Is that so? Why were you only given a shield? We'll have to ask Chief Gant. 2 years ago, he had the halberd part of the award abolished. Why? Chief Gant. How am I doing? I'm doing pretty good. It's a very rainy Halloween today. Kind of miserable. Excuse me. Would either of you care for a quarter pound of roast beef? I got your roast beef right here. Miss Star, you certainly are the curious sort, aren't you? Kind of like the first person who sucked a cow's nipple to discover milk. Yep. Yep. Still, I never thought you'd go digging up that case from 2 years ago. Is he coming on to us? Everyone in this trial was involved in the SL9 incident. Not only that, but the murder occurred on the very day the evidence from the case was due for transferal. This can't be all attributed to mere coincidence. Aren't you forgetting something? Do you know the little scene I happened to witness? The instant Lana stabbed Detective Goodman with a knife. No matter how much of the past you dig up, it won't change what I saw. Roast beef is meant to be savored when eaten. Miss Star's hatred towards Lana, it all dates back to 2 years ago. Joe Dark, that's a name I'll not soon forget. Lucky press the Yes Queen button. We don't have that, unfortunately. We trailed him for half a year. Oh, the pressure. Still, I don't think I was ever more alive than I was then. Those days were steamier than a bowl of hot gravy. Poor old Jake Marshall, though. He must have been going through hell. You mean because of his brother's death? They were close, those two. After Neil died, something took over Jake. He became obsessed. Seeing Jake like that made her all the more desperate. Her, Lana Skye, my sister. Best of the best were put on the SL9 case. Of course, they were led by the legendary duo, Lana and Chief Gant. Legendary pair was the reason we were able to keep up with our investigation. That's why we were so shocked about how it turned out. You mean with the forging of the evidence? Don't get me wrong, Joe Dark got what he deserved. Still, it was obvious that the evidence produced in court was being manipulated. Items our team never found would suddenly appear, while the other items were kept secret. But you don't have any proof anything illegal was done. Proof enough of what happened. After that case, all of us, save Goodman, were relieved of our duties, most without even much of an explanation. Then Lana Skye transferred to the prosecutor's office and became chief prosecutor. Lana always wanted to be a prosecutor. Nothing quite as simple as it appears. Lana was merely being used as a pawn. That's my take on the matter. She was being used. Damon Gant and Lana Skye. Gant led the investigation, and Lana's second in command. They were the best. They solved all kinds of cases together, didn't they? Damon Gant's magnetism, in particular, was almost unreal. His magnetism. And by that, I mean his ability to attract evidence. He would produce the most incredible evidence in the cases he handled. Incredible evidence, you mean? Oh yes, there were rumors about him. Even back then, no one dared confront him, though. I take it she's talking about forged evidence. Back then, everyone looked up to Lana. All the detectives wanted to be like her. Really? Oh yes, myself included. I was a fool, really. She hated anything crooked, and always watched out for the other detectives. That's why she was so concerned for Jake. Mr. Marshall, when Jake's brother was murdered, she felt as if she had lost her own brother. If it wasn't for her, I don't think Jake would have ever recovered from his shock. That's what makes it all the more infuriating. The star. That's why I'll never be able to forgive her. Why did she have to turn so cold after that? Lana transferred to the prosecutor's office 2 years ago, didn't she? Yes, thanks to Chief Gallant's powerful influence. Chief. That's right, having solved the SL9 case, his position as chief was secured. There was only one thing left for him to control. And then no one could stand in his way. The prosecutor's office. What? You mean that's why Lana's was transferred? If he can control the chief prosecutor, he can control the prosecutor's office. That must have been his goal all along. How could he control Lana? I don't know, but one thing's for sure. Ever since that case ended, she's never been the same. It's only logical to conclude there must have been a reason for her change. A deal with the devil? At last, I'm finally getting close to the bottom of this ugly mess. Thank you, Miss Star. You listen to me, rookie. It takes more than just ingredients to create fine cuisine. I hope you turn out to be a better chef than I've ever been. Oh, you're back. Still here? I gotta make 150 copies of these files. Brewing coffee, copying files. I'm turning into a regular DJ. You're a DJ as well? If I'm not mistaken, I think he means desk jockey. Oh, that DJ. I gotta admire your persistency, but my answer's still no. I'm not letting you in the chief's office, period. It would be my neck on the line. This is the last crime scene of the SL9 incident. I have to take a look in there. Gotta be something we can do to make the detective change his mind. Let's show him the letter of resignation. What's this crumpled piece of paper? No way! Mr. Edgeworth can't be serious. Is he ever not serious? I can't believe they've pushed him this far. Mr. Edgeworth really feels responsible. When I first met him, I thought he was as cold as ice, too. But I know different now. He trusted us detectives to provide him with sound evidence. But we betrayed him. Detective. That's it. I've made up my mind. But... Here, take my ID card. We can't do that if someone found out. They wouldn't let you off the hook with another lost item report. Look at me. It's no secret I'm already out of the loop. After all, I'm friends with Mr. Edgeworth. Depending on how this case turns out, I may already be as good as terminated. No. So at least let me do this, for Mr. Edgeworth's sake. All right, detective. Thank you. We're in. If anyone finds us now, Detective Gumshoe's a goner. If that happens, I'm counting on you to bail me out. Ah! Sorry, I thought you were a ghost. I didn't even know you could slap a ghost. Ah, Detective Gumshoe! What are you doing here sneaking up on us like that? I wasn't sneaking. I was just worried something might go wrong, so I came too. If you're here, what's the point of giving us your ID card? Gumshoe's ID crushed and rendered unusable in pocket. Hey, don't do that to my card! Am I in my milk era? No, that's gone by. I hardly ever get a chance to come in here, so I figured I'd have a look myself. Besides, we're all in this together now. You really do want to get fired, don't you? Not if we're lucky. Now come on, let's see what we can find out. I've got a bad feeling about this. That desk on the other side of the room, was that your sister's? Yes, that's where I was waiting for Lana. On that day 2 years ago. Is anyone using it now? No, sir. This is entirely Chief Gant's office now. He practices a strict policy of preserving the crime scene. That's a strange reason to leave it there. He leaves it as a warning to everyone else. He wants us always to be alert. He told us so himself at our New Year's party. Of course, he was pretty intoxicated at the time. I see. But ever since Lana left, no one touches the desk. No one except Chief Gant. And the cleaning lady, who's here each morning. Still, 2 years have passed since that incident. There can't possibly be any clues remaining. Can I ask you something? Sure. You only came here to look around because it's one of SL9's crime scenes. I mean, that's your only reason for coming here, isn't it? Why do you ask? You don't think... Nah. You wouldn't be. No. No, there's no way. Never mind. Don't worry about it. Okay. Let's look around a little bit more. Hey, hold on. Not so fast, buddy. Huh? What is it? When someone tells you don't worry about it, it's supposed to start bothering you, pal. You don't just let it go at that. Sorry. This guy's starting to get on my nerves. Okay. What's bothering you? You two don't think Chief Gant might be a suspect, do you? What? He's right, Mr. Wright. What do we think of him? Chief Gant, so it's finally come to this. What do I think of him? Perhaps it's best I don't divulge my feelings yet. There you go, ignoring me. Wow, look at the size of Chief Gant's desk. Speaking of that, we've been here earlier. Oh, it's you two. Chief Gant. Put that paper he was reading in his desk. I wonder what he was reading. This looks like a list of evidence. List of evidence? In most cases, the list runs twice as long as this, though. Look at the case name. Huh? The SL9 incident? Wonder what this is doing here. Hold on, Detective. What did you just say? I said, I wonder what... No, about the evidence list. Normally it's twice as long? That's right, I guess there wasn't a lot of evidence. A half-sized list of evidence. A list of evidence. It seems too short. Most lists run twice as long. What would the other half of the list be doing here? I knew it. The chief must be hiding something about the case. It would appear so. No clues here. This is a safe, huh? Safe. That word is ripe with intrigue. Okay, if you say so. It looks like a code is needs to be entered in this panel to open it. 7-digit number. I think I might know what it is. Do you know what it is? I have a hunch. Oh, I know. You want to try my birth date? It's... Oh! Bingo. What number did you enter? Whose birthday was that, pal? 777777777777777777777777777. The final ID card number on that record. What? The number of the mysterious executive officer who entered the room that day. You mean 77777777777? That ID number? I think you're 17 shy this time. That can only mean one thing. That's Chief Gant's ID number. Say, anyone care to look inside? Is there any money in there? How much does he have stashed away? Look, it's a shard from a broken cup. Looks familiar. Where have I seen this before? Something else in here too. What's this? It looks like a piece of leather cloth. This is a handprint, isn't it? Hey, I saw someone wearing a shirt like that once. Think the chief made up the design? I don't think so. Oh, well, it was just a thought. Is that it? That's all in the safe? Apparently so. It's empty now. Piece of cloth and a broken shard from a cup. They look like pieces of evidence. Yeah, but unless you can prove they have something to do with the case, I'm afraid I can't let you take them. After all, it's my neck on the line here. Now I gotta prove their relevancy to get them. Gotta be something we can show the detective. Well, we can, actually. Detective Gumshoe, could you have another look at this jar? I remember when the three of us put that back together. Those were the days. It's kind of early to be nostalgic. Wasn't this jar a piece of evidence from that case? That's right. One of the shards has an SL9 incident sticker on it. Doesn't this ring any bells? You know the fragment we just found? You mean this one? Was in the safe? Yeah, that one that was in the safe. Now that you mention it, it's ringing a lot of bells. Let's see if it fits. What? It fits like a charm. That, of course, means Chief Gaunt willingly and knowingly hid a piece of this jar in a safe. In other words, he concealed a piece of evidence from the SL9 incident, but... Hey guys, get a load of this! What is it? This piece you just attached. It's different from the others. There's a reddish line on it. A reddish line? That's blood. I don't get it. Why would Chief Gant hide this in a safe? What does it mean? whoa, 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 whoa. What the hell is that? It looks like someone drew a sketch here. Did you find something? I can't make it out. I better keep quiet about this. Oh no, it's nothing. Why are your eyes moving like that, Mr. Wright? So what would be the... Oh, we'll just use the luminal. Or the prince. Detective Gumshoe, I'd like you to have a look at this. Oh, we are... What are you doing? Why are you sticking out your hand like that? Go ahead. Take my fingerprints. It's not your fingerprints we want to take, huh? This isn't the time for jokes! We're talking about the cloth we found in the safe. Oh, haha. I knew that. The one with the handprint on it. Fish, where's your sense of humor? Let's check for prints. God damn it. Give my best shot. That kind of result won't be good for matching prints. But it doesn't look like we'll get a clearer result from this print. Try a different finger. Stop wasting cocaine. Oh. That's a good print right there. No match found. No, that doesn't match. Looks like we're out of clues this time. But it was inside the chief's safe. Right, along with that shard. It has something to do with that incident. The one that happened right here in this room, she's right. We should check the fingerprints of everyone who was in that room this day. The way I see it, there's a higher power at work here. You just gotta have faith. Okay, when are we gonna get your fingerprint reveal? Never. Emma? Wait a second. Oh, how can this be? What are Emma's fingerprints doing here? You found a match? Whose fingerprints were they? Well, it seems the prints are too old. They aren't clear enough to get a match. Oh, that's too bad. I thought they would be Dark's prints. Hey, you, over here. What's going on here? What's the kid's prints doing inside the chief's safe? Don't ask me. Just keep this information from Emma for now. Here, maybe you should hold on to this. Lucky, when are we gonna get a cocaine stream from you? Never. Absolutely never. Thanks to your ID card, we were able to get some hard evidence. Now, that's not very kind, now is it? In other words, if it wasn't for his ID cards, he would have been useless. Isn't that right, you in the coat? Eek! Chief Gant! We didn't think you'd be back so soon. Fortunately, I'm a man who believes in signs. As I was walking to my meeting, I happened to look out a window and saw a stray dog running right into a pole. Just then, I thought of a certain detective. You mean me, sir? Now then. I'm afraid I'm gonna have to ask you all to leave. Yes, sir. Sorry. Oh, you in the coat. You me, sir? Drop off your ID card on the way out. You won't be needing it anymore. But sir. Now get out. Yes, sir. We'll be on our way too. Wait. You without the spiky hair. Don't go yet. Me, sir? I'd like a word with you. But sir, I'm not a licensed investigator. You with the spiky hair, you're free to go. Mr. Wright! Look, pal, if I told you once, I've told you 1,000 times. The chief's office is off limits. But no, you just had to go sneaking in there like that, didn't you? I thought you said you didn't care anymore if you were fired. Yeah, but if I knew it'd be like this, I never said it. Now that I've seen the evidence Chief Gant was hiding in his office, I think I'm finally starting to get the picture. But why has she kept eerily silent about it all this time? You listening to me? I'm gonna try to smooth things over with the chief again. Later, pal. After that, I heard from Emma. She said the police wanted to ask her some questions, so she'll be busy for the rest of the day. I see, so the chief asked Emma to come in for questioning. It's no use thinking about it. Tomorrow's the final day of court. I'm committed to doing everything I can to defend you, which is why I'm here. But I've already told you all I can. What you told me over these past couple of days is absolutely nothing, not a single useful thing, really. I believe I did mention something quite important, something I told you right at the beginning. I said I was the one who stabbed Detective Goodman. You know, I think I finally figured it out. I know who it is that's lurking behind your words. Mia did a good job mentoring you. I'm rather jealous. It seems Edgeworth was right. Edgeworth? Once you're convinced you know something, no one can persuade you otherwise. Thick-headed is the term he used, I believe. Now's my chance to get her to tell me the rest of the story. I have to admit, I was more than a little perplexed at first. You insisted you did it, yet there was no incriminating evidence. That's when it hit me. It's not that you're unwilling to tell the truth. It's because you're incapable of doing so because of a certain individual. What an intriguing notion. A certain individual, you say. So you think I'm protecting this person? Protecting? No, I think you're afraid of is more likely. If I'm not mistaken, the person in question may have persuaded you to silence. For argument's sake, Mr. Wright, who, may I ask, is this person you're speaking of? What I'm supposed supposedly so frightened of? What is this person's name? Well, it's gotta be Gant, right? Or it's her sister. Because her sister was the killer. Emma? The person you fear is this? To be honest, there's someone a bit scarier. Who would that be? Why, you, of course. Me? Yes, you seriously believe that what you're saying, don't you? Now, that's scary. You seem to have the makings of a criminal in you. With all of your fallacious accusations? Oh my god, it wasn't Emma! Here to spend tonight in the cell next to mine? If you ask me, you're the scary one. Okay, well, obviously it wasn't Emma. Why are you throwing? Because you guys put Emma! Well, Miss Sky? Mr. Wright, you were addressing the chief prosecutor. Do not forget your place. I take it she's not ready to spill the beans. I got one guide. My apologies. Can you please tell me a bit more about what you think you know? We're partners until 2 years ago. I respected him as a detective, assuming he is respectable. And tell me something, why would he try to hide his crimes? His crimes? Both you and Edgeworth will be brought before a board of inquiry for what you did. Specifically, hiding and forging evidence. Of course, these are serious offenses. Why is it, though, that Chief Gant's name was never mentioned? Chief Gant? Edgeworth didn't know the truth about the forgery. The only party who could have possibly tampered with the evidence was... you. Lucky, would you spill the beans? No. I'm tight-lipped. I had access because I was second in command of that investigation. Yes, you, but also another. Damon Gant. If you intend to accuse Chief Gant, you'll need more than just words. Show me proof that Chief Gant falsified evidence in that case. No badge. You want proof of the chief's wrongdoings? Here, take this. That's the evidence. That evidence proves someone is doing something wrong, all right, but it's not the chief. Who would that be? Why, you, of course. Me? Yes. You seriously believe what you're saying? That's scary. Oh, god damn it. So it's either the knife or the evidence list. Show the I've already shown the badge. You want proof of the chief's wrongdoings? Here it is. Oh, that's not the knife. She's gonna fire you. Well, you guys are not helping, by the way. I just found this in a safe in the chief's office. This jar piece, this piece of cloth. You know what these are? These are pieces of evidence from the SL9 incident. The person concealing evidence was none other than Chief Gant himself. Now tell me, why are you taking all the blame for him? Touché, Mr. Wright. It's as you surmised. I can't disobey the Chief's orders. Even if it means being found guilty for murder, why not? Come now, Mr. Wright. You can't possibly expect me to be able to tell you that. 3 days ago, I had no choice but to cooperate. In the murder of Detective Goodman, or perhaps I should say follow orders. Yeah, that's more accurate than cooperate. Although I can't tell you the details. I can say that I was given an order that day. No way, the hidden evidence from his safe is the evidence that he's hiding evidence? No, that it's... They said forging evidence. That's not the same. I need you to dispose of Bruce Goodman's body. He'll find it inside the trunk of Miles Edgeworth's car. As I suspected, despite what everyone believes, you were not the one who murdered Detective Goodman. Correct! Gant has proof that Emma's the killer. It has to be that. It has to be that. I was trying to take the body out of Edgeworth's car. The trunk lock was broken, and I discovered that murder weapon while inspecting the body. Murder weapon? You mean Edgeworth's knife? No. When I found the body, this was the knife that was stuck in it. The knife from the SL9 incident. The serial killer Joe Dark's knife. I couldn't just leave it. I just couldn't leave that knife in him, so I took it out and stabbed him with another knife. That would be Edgeworth's knife. That's right. Even though he was already dead, my hands were shaking at the thought of stabbing him. So I ended up cutting my hand, and that's the reason for the bandage on your right hand. Yes, it seems that I got the blood on the victim's shoes as well. And then, can you be tried for stabbing a dead body? Miss Star, huh? Why did you need to hide Dark's knife so badly? Desecration of a corpse? Yeah, probably. It took a lot of work to finally close the Dark case 2 years ago. It was over with. I didn't ever want it to be opened again. My intent was to prevent that by whatever means possible. So you hid Dark's knife. The weapon used to stab the detective was used in the Joe Dark case. If word got out, which it would, the reporters would have a field day with that. So you wrapped the knife in your scarf and hid it in Edgeworth's exhaust pipe. Right, then I called my sister to tell her what happened and to ask her to hide the knife that was inside my muffler. You asked Emma. I didn't want anyone on the force to know about this. That would explain why Emma is so confident about Lana's innocence. Speaking of phone calls, I had a bad feeling about one of them. I had a bad feeling about one of them that day. Bad feeling. The truth is, after I received those orders from Chief Gant, the first thing I did was make a phone call. A phone call to Patrolman Jake Marshall. To Marshall? Why on earth would you call him? The lead investigator for the SL9 incident had been murdered. I wanted that fact to be kept hidden, so I needed help. He was the only person I could trust, or at least I thought I could trust him at the time. However, it seems that after I spoke with him, he went off on an escapade of his own. Oh, you mean, not wanting the case to die, he decided to take things into his own hands. He disguised himself as Detective Goodman and tried to steal the evidence. He had already stolen the ID card, but it seems he hadn't made up his mind to break into the evidence room. After my phone call, any remaining doubts he had must have disappeared, so your phone call caused the incident in the evidence room. Would you stop spitting in your chair? I'm afraid that's all I can tell you. But Lana, you've earned my respect, Mr. Wright, both as a defense attorney and an investigator. Now please, don't pursue this any further in court tomorrow. Tomorrow's trial, there's only one way to drive off Lana's demons. I got to get to the bottom of everything. Detective Goodman's real murderer. And what went down in the chief's office 2 years ago. Going to a costume party as a cowboy. I'm gonna shave the beard and have an old-timey mustache. Yeehaw. This is defendant's lobby, all right, but there's no defendant. I've been trying to reach Lana all morning. Where could she be? And where's Emma, for that matter? It's almost as if something's been happening behind the scenes. Edgeworth, knowing you, you've already figured it out. With the owner of 777777777777777's ID number. Well, I have a pretty strong hunch. Looks like I'm not the only one who's figured it out. You know, the only reason this trial didn't reach a verdict yesterday is because there was still room for doubt regarding this ID record. If that number does belong to whom you suspect, then no doubt will remain. After all, he hasn't been officially charged with anything. True, not yet. If any event, once all doubt has been removed from that list, I can call for a ruling. 5 minutes, right? 5 minutes is all I'm gonna give you. But you didn't do it. I figured you'd say as much. That's why I came here, to hear what you have to say. This is the first time he's ever done something like this. Alana's hiding something, and the only way we'll ever know the truth is to draw it out of her. The truth. Everything goes back to the SL9 incident. Lucky, do you feel officially changed? Yes. Don't be stupid. Today's the last day of the trial. We don't have time to reminisce about the past, and that depends on you. If she's found guilty, you'll lose your only chance to find out what really happened. I'll think about it. I'll see you in court, right? This is it. If I'm ever gonna find out what Chief Gant has on her, it's now. Court is now in session for the trial of Miss Lana Skye. The defense is ready, Your Honor. The prosecution is ready, Your Honor. Normally, this is when the prosecution puts forth its opening statement. But before that, the police chief has a proposal to make. Chief Gant. I'm just gonna phase in. Morning, folks. How's everyone doing? Hey, Udgy. Been back to the pool yet? No, I've been drowning in work. I've been drowning enough as it is in my work. Lucky, would you open the webcam so we can see your Halloween costume? Right now I'm dressed up as a clown. Trust me. Oh, that's a good one. Don't think I can top that. If you don't mind me asking, Chief, what exactly is this proposal of yours? Lana, that is to say the defendant, has asked me if she could speak directly to the court. She wants to do what? Having heard what she intends to say, I feel she should be granted her request. In the end, it should save everyone a lot of time and trouble. What's this all about, defendant? I just would like to make one simple request and I'll be finished. Well then, what's your request? Your Honor, I'd like you to put an immediate end to this trial. Huh? I confess to all charges against me. On February 21st of this year, I murdered Detective Bruce Goodman in the underground parking lot of the prosecutor's office. No, Lana! Objection! You can't. Your Honor, the defendant's claim does not change the defense's plea. In that case, Mr. Wright, I no longer require your services, but Lana. Your Honor, I hereby forfeit my right to an attorney. The prosecution may lack direct evidence against me, but it has sufficiently proven its case through testimony and circumstantial evidence. I would like you to render your verdict now, if you please. Well, the defendant certainly has the right to self-representation. Her request is legally valid, although this is an unprecedented situation. Indeed, it appears there's no further need to continue this trial, even if Mr. Wright may feel otherwise. This can't be happening. It appears the time for the verdict has arrived. This court finds the defendant. Objection! One moment, Your Honor. Mr. Edgeworth! The prosecution has not yet proven the defendant guilty beyond reasonable doubt. Any ruling at this stage would certainly be premature. Come now, Worthy. I understand this is a difficult time for you, but why don't you just be a good little boy and keep your mouth shut, huh? Huh. I don't think I care for your tone, Chief Gant. What? Creating another fabrication to cover up your past mistakes. Sorry, but I'm no longer the naive little boy you would have me be. With this sudden confession from the defendant, it's obvious to me some kind of deal was struck behind the scenes. Some kind of deal, huh? Not everyone operates as you do, Worthy. Oh, I thought so. Your Honor, the prosecution would like to change its first witness. Oh? To whom? As its first witness, the prosecution would like to call Miss Emma Skye. I request the court hears her testimony. Mr. Edgeworth, I am exercising my right to self-representation. I don't think we need to continue. I don't care what you think, Miss Skye. The exposure of truth sometimes results in tragedy. However, no matter how tragic the truth may be, it would be an even greater tragedy to avert one's eyes from it. Very well, the court shall grant the prosecution's request, if that's okay with you, right, Chief Gant? Worthy, you'll live to regret this, mark my words. Miss Emma Skye, please take the stand. Looks like Edgeworth has decided to take the horse by the reins. Now then, witness, please state your name and occupation. My name is Emma Skye. My occupation, I'm Lana's little sister, and I want to be a scientific investigator. 2 years ago, you encountered the serial killer Joe Dark of the Joe Dark killings. Is this correct? Yes. I'm trying my hardest to forget about that, though. I'm sorry, but I'm afraid I'm going to have to ask you to recall those events one more time. Mr. Edgeworth, please remember this trial concerns the murder of Detective Goodman. Is an incident that was resolved 2 years ago really all that relevant? Yes, it most certainly is. Well, okay then. He sure gave in fast. Now, please testify about what happened to you 2 years ago. Am I still working? Am I getting paid? The trip to the yesteryear has finally begun. It's bound to lead to the truth behind this trial. 2 years ago. I was waiting in my sister's office that day. A man came running in and took me hostage. Neil Marshall rescued me, but I'll never forget what I saw in that instant. The man raised up his knife and stabbed Mr. Marshall in the chest. What was I doing 2 years ago? Definitely not doing a crime, that's for sure. I passed out. I don't remember much. That's understandable. However, please tell me, Mr. Edgeworth, what does this testimony have to do with Detective Goodman's murder? That will soon become apparent, Your Honor. You've got to admire him for his courage, considering he has no evidence. Very well, the defense may begin its cross-examination. Two years ago, the defendant was a detective of the police department, correct? Yes, she was second in command under then Deputy Chief of Police Gant. My sister, she was the best detective ever. Yes, I remember. Deputy Chief Gant and Miss Skye used to be quite the pair. I believe they shared the same office. That's right. I would always sit at my sister's desk and dream about playing that organ. I wanted to play it that day too. Police department and a prosecutor's office held a ceremony that day. Lana promised me to take me to dinner after she finished her work. A man came running in and took me hostage. A man? Yes, Joe Dark. He was a serial killer. Joe Dark was brought in for questioning on the day of that ceremony. We were desperate to get anything on him that would lead to an arrest. When he saw his chance, he fled the room, right? Upon fleeing the room, Dark proceeded to take the elevator. He must have been in a panic because the elevator was going up. Then he ran into Skye and Gant's office. There was a lot of noise coming from outside, so I opened the door to have a look. That's when I saw him. What was the prosecutor doing in there? That day, there were two people present during Dark's questioning, Deputy Chief Damon Gant and Prosecutor Neil Marshall. Almost forgot about Gant. Neil Marshall had just received the King of Prosecutors Award. Young and dedicated, he went straight to the questioning room after the ceremony. I assume that would also be why he was the first to run after Dark. When Dark grabbed me, I thought I was as good as dead. As good as dead. That's when Prosecutor Marshall came running in. I don't clearly remember what happened then, but I'll never forget what I saw in that instant. Can you tell us about that? Mr. Marshall jumped on Dark. Just then, the lights went out. Lights? It was just about this time of year. There was a terrible storm going on, and lightning struck nearby. So the electricity went out. Wait a minute. If it was pitch dark in that room, you shouldn't have been able to see anything, right? But then, lightning flashed again outside. The sudden flash left an unforgettable image in the scene of my mind. I see. I told the detective what I saw then. Detective? Yes, Detective Goodman. He was in charge of the case. Detective Bruce Goodman, the victim. So you spoke with Goodman about this 2 years ago? Yes. That's what's so scary about this trial. And you told Detective Goodman about what you saw? Yes, but at the time, the words just couldn't come out. That's why I drew a picture. Picture, yes, I think she mentioned that before. Well, Mr. Wright, have you heard enough? This picture the witness drew, I believe it has a very important meaning. The list of evidence I was given 2 years ago didn't contain a picture. Witness, would you mind if we added that statement to your testimony? Yes, Your Honor. I drew a picture of that scene once, but it seems to have been lost. However, it was not lost because we have it right here. Mr. Edgeworth, this little girl put all her heart into drawing that picture. And yet you would insist on denying its existence? Huh? Hey, I'm not the bad guy. All I'm saying is that the prosecutor for that case, as the prosecutor for that case, I wasn't handed such a picture. That may well be, but that doesn't mean it doesn't exist. Behold, this is the evidence list for the SL9 incident. Please turn it over, Your Honor. Turn it over? Turn it... Oh, what's this? Yes, what is that? Hey, that's it. That's the picture I drew. Indeed, two men appear to be wrestling here. What's the meaning of this? What are you doing with that list? Me? Only the prosecutor in charge should have access to that list. Huh? These lists, they're different from each other. What? It would appear, Mr. Edgeworth, that the evidence list you were handed 2 years ago was incomplete. These two lists fit together to form one. You can see the marks here where they were torn apart from each other. So you see, Mr. Edgeworth, it's quite obvious what happened 2 years ago. Only half of the evidence in that case ever reached you. What? Filled with the Wiimote. Shoved it up his ass. But Miss Skye, why did you draw your picture on the back of such an important list? Because that's what Detective Goodman handed me in the questioning room, Your Honor. Wait a minute. If this list was torn in half, then that means... Your Honor, are you all right, Mr. Wright? Your eyes are bulging from your head. If the evidence list was torn in half, then there might be more of the drawing on the back of Mr. Edgeworth's list. Yes, that's quite conceivable, Mr. Edgeworth. It's possible. Let's see. Sorry, Your Honor. There is indeed something drawn in the back of this list. That thing. That thing? That thing that was dancing in the evidence room? Clearly, this act of vandalism is a work of a certain chief of detectives. I guess he was out of scrap paper. Very well, witness. Will you please testify about this picture you drew 2 years ago? Huh? Oh, yes, sir, Your Honor. What's wrong with Emma? She seemed to be thinking about something when she looked at that picture. This is a picture I drew 2 years ago. Flash of lightning was so bright, all I could see were the shadows. After that, I must have fainted. This picture shows exactly what I saw in that instant. To think a flash of lightning could burn such an image in your mind. Thanks to that, though, she was able to show us exactly what she saw. Well, I don't see any contradictions here. This clearly shows Joe Dark about to murder prosecutor Neil Marshall. The defense may now begin the cross-examination. Did you draw this picture right after the incident? I drew it 2 or 3 days later. At first, I was in such a state of shock that I couldn't do anything. During that time, the investigation team was reorganized. Detective Goodman was placed in charge under the direction of Damon Gant and Lana Skye. 2 or 3 days later. The memory should still have been fresh in her mind. Can you please tell us why this picture is painted all in black? The flash of lightning was so bright, all I could see were the shadows. So at the time, you didn't even know it was Mr. Marshall who came to your rescue. No, I couldn't see him clearly. The lightning was so bright, and I was knocked to the floor. You were knocked to the floor. Dark had a tight grip on me, but when Mr. Marshall jumped on him, I was knocked away. I turned around, and that's when the lightning flashed. I'm just glad she wasn't hurt. What happened after the lightning flashed? I must have fainted. You mean you didn't see the actual murder take place? No, I'm sorry. The flash of lightning only drove off the darkness for a split second. Not only that, but the trauma of the situation understandably caused the witness to faint. Do you really need to torture this girl any further? Well, hey, I'm not the bad guy here. Anyway, this picture shows exactly what I saw in that instant. What's with the Wiimote? Sorry for asking so many times, but are you sure you drew exactly what you saw? Of course, this is the exact scene. It wasn't influenced by in any way from your talks with the detectives? Are you insinuating that somehow we manipulated her memory? No, of course not. Better watch out, or he might find some way to cut my salary. I drew this picture before I heard anything from the detectives, so I don't think anyone's story could have influenced me. Mr. Wright, is there something that's bothering you about this picture? Oh, well. That's strange. She claims this is exactly the scene that was imprinted on her mind, and yet there's clearly a contradiction here. Do we show the knife, or do we look at the drawing? Look at Wiimote. Yeah, but I can't look at Wiimote is the thing. Got the knife. What could it mean? The murderer is left-handed. You're right. Wait a minute. Is he left-handed? Well, there's no tip on the knife. It's a square.
Objection!
I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but this picture the witness drew contains a blatant contradiction. What? But I still remember like it was yesterday. Mr. Wright, perhaps it would be faster if you just pointed out this contradiction for us. What part of this picture contradicts was right here. There's no tip. The contradiction, of course, lies here. Take a look at the knife the man is holding. It's a Wiimote. As you could look closely and you can see the tip is broken. Even I don't have to look closely to see that, Mr. Wright. Well, Mr. Wright, look into the evidence. See the murder weapon? Its tip is broken too. If I recall, the tip of the knife was found broken off in the victim's body. It was a conclusive piece of evidence that proved Joe Dark was the murderer. I'm afraid it's not so simple, Emma. How did the tip get embedded in the back prior to the stabbing? Huh?
Objection!
And where, pray tell, could you possibly see a problem? It's obvious, really. The victim suffered a single stab wound to the back. If the victim was only stabbed once, then the murder weapon should not yet be broken. What is the meaning of this? Perhaps the knife was broken beforehand. Sorry, but I'm afraid that's not possible. The tip of the knife was found inside the victim's body. If it was broken beforehand, it couldn't have possibly wound up in there. That's right, but what exactly does this mean? The tip of the knife was undeniably discovered within the victim's body. The only possible explanation is the witness's memory is mistaken. That's why I asked her so many times if she was sure that she remembered correctly. I believe you were annoyed at the time, but she was sure she remembered correctly. But there's no other way to explain this inconsistency. Not so fast, Mr. Edgeworth. There is another explanation. Have you forgotten already? About a little something called falsified evidence? You're treading on thin ice, right? All I'm saying is this broken knife tip might be the piece of evidence that was forged. You can't deny the possibility. No. Order! 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 Are you saying the investigation really was corrupted? Your Honor, please allow me once again to go over the events that took place the day of the murder. The police department and the prosecutor's office were holding a ceremony that day. After receiving the King of Prosecutors Award at the ceremony, Neil Marshall questioned Joe Dark along with Damon Gant. During this questioning, Joe Dark fled the room. Prosecutor Marshall chased after him and was killed by Dark. It is my belief that somewhere in this story, there is a lie. Huh. I'm not lying. The man really was holding a broken knife. If that's true, then there's no other way around it. This could not have been the actual murder weapon. There must have been another broken knife. What are the chances of there being two broken knives? What the hell? Another broken knife besides Joe Dark's. Could there have been one? There's another one. If the witness is this adamant about the accuracy of what she saw, it can't just be explained away by a simple observational error. I'm seeing double. 4 broken knives? In that instant, Emma really did see a broken knife. Assume then that you have some information about this other broken knife? Feel free to enlighten us. The murder weapon was already broken prior to the murder. There's only one way. Take a look at this, the real murder weapon. It's this? It has to be. It's not the badge! If anything's broken here, it's you! Huh? I'm sure this must be very amusing to you, Mr. Wright. Oh no! Sorry, Your Honor. It's the jar! No! It's not the jar! And the answer lies in the past, 2 years in the past. Right here in this picture. Just a picture of the award ceremony. Ah! What is it, Mr. Edgeworth? It's the broken murder weapon. Notice the award prosecutor Marshall is holding. It's a broken knife! As we earlier concluded, the knife in the drawing was not Joe Dark's knife. That being the case, the knife the witness saw was in all likelihood from this award. Order! 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 Neil Marshall was awarded King of Prosecutors that day. As an award, he was given this broken shield and a knife. When he chased after Joe Dark, he pulled out this knife. Being a prosecutor, he did not carry a pistol. The broken knife was the only weapon he had in this dangerous situation. But that can't be. Oh, and why not, Mr. Edgeworth? Because if the King of Prosecutors award knife was the murder weapon, then the murderer and the victim would be reversed. What do you mean? I mean, the man raising the knife would have been Prosecutor Neil Marshall. Oh. Oh! Well, the prosecutor was the one who actually died. That's true. What's going on here? It seems Mr. Wright has been a bit too eager to jump to conclusions. Wait, I remember now. I remember everything. Witness? Mr. Edgeworth. What is it? Could you show me your evidence list again, please? His list. The one with the picture? I knew it. This picture. I'm the one who drew it. What? You drew that? That's right. The list wasn't torn in half at the time I drew this picture. It was the Blue Badger. Using his murder eyes. All this time, I've been trying so hard to forget. I must have locked this part deep inside me. Perhaps it would be best if we added this to the witness testimony. Would you please tell us what you've recalled, Miss Skye? Yes, Your Honor. First the knife mix-up, and then now the blue badger? This should be interesting. When I saw that man raise his knife, I panicked. I rushed towards both of them. I think I knocked away the man with the knife. Just then, there was another flash of lightning, and that's when I saw the blue badger. He wasn't in the room, but I'm pretty sure I saw his shadow. This is certainly most unusual. Try impossible. The chief of detectives hadn't even designed him until this year. That would mean he didn't even exist 2 years ago. Yes, well, the defense may now begin its cross-examination. Stop, please. Don't pursue this any further. Anna? What's the meaning of this? Please remain seated in the defendant's chair. But you can't do this. I've already confessed to the crime. Why can't you just leave it at that? Chief Prosecutor Skye. We've already come this far. It's too late to turn back. Silence! The defense will now begin its cross-examination. Bailiff, please detain the defendant. When I saw the man raise his knife, I panicked and rushed towards both of them. I think I knocked away the man with the knife. Just then, there was another flash of lightning, and that's where I saw the blue badger. He wasn't in the room, but I'm pretty sure I saw his shadow. The blue badger didn't even exist 2 years ago. What did Emma see? Okay, should we stop here? Should we stop here? We got more games coming up. No, no. Never stop. You need to finish this. Well, I am gonna need to go to the bathroom, though. Lucky, stop here. Oh, Parabola said to stop, so we'll have to stop. We'll have to stop and keep for next time. Very unfortunate. So, yeah, we'll take a small break, and we'll be back with some Halloween stuff after the break. So stay tuned.